Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back to my Star Sign Legacy Challenge. This is episode 18. We are here with Olive and Ingrid at the moment. We have arrived in Evergreen Harbour to continue our search for Ellie. So we are in another neighbourhood at the moment. We have loaded onto this community centre over here. There is someone digging through trash, but that is not Ellie. So I think we might just come inside, just double check she's not in the building. I mean, we can see she's not in here, but these guys need to check themselves as well. But there doesn't seem to be any sight of Ellie around, so we're going to have to keep on exploring this neighbourhood. We have got the party that Colin mentioned happening this evening, though, so we can't stay out too late today. These guys are going to have to make sure they're super focused and, really on task, but it looks like she is not around. So there's not really anywhere else for us to explore over here. So we're going to go into the main part of the town. We're going to come over here by the little, the quarry. The girls are a lot more positive today because this area of Evergreen Harbour is a lot nicer. It's not got as much of the smog. It's actually a green area, green space. So they're not constantly coughing and choking and everything. So they're hoping maybe, Ellie came back here and she's moved to a nicer part of the world. Although we say that, there is still rubbish and trash everywhere. So it's not perfect. It's definitely better than the other place that they were, but they're going to keep their eyes open and check all the streets. Oliver's just going to go and have a look over here at the board, but it doesn't look like Ellie is this sort of way, so we're going to continue down the path afterwards. She just wanted to have a look at what is actually going on in this town, what is happening. I don't think it's going to show us anything interesting, but potentially it will show us if Ellie is, a public figure or something here. But no, it doesn't tell us anything about that. So we're going to continue down the road with Ingrid. I'm not too sure where she went off to. Maybe she went to search. It looked like she went to search that way. But Olive was like, look, come on, let's go this way. We already looked over there. We haven't checked this side of the town. We don't have very much time, so we need to stay really focused. The girls are continuing down this road. They're checking up and down all of the alleyways, but still no sign of her anywhere. Despite having not much luck today, Olive is feeling really confident. She's like, this is gonna work, we will find her. Just because we haven't found her in this place, that means there's just one more place for us to look tomorrow, and she's bound to be there. So they're really, really hopeful that they'll have some luck. But we're going to check in with Ingrid and, remind her to keep having faith. We'll find her. She'll show up at some point. Don't offer her a rose. But yeah, it doesn't really look like we've got much luck. There's a couple of stray cats over here. We can't adopt a cat. We can't adopt a cat. But there are a couple of other Sims over here. So we're going to come this way. And then I reckon we'll probably have to head back soon because it is getting later and we need to make sure we're ready for the party. But yeah, it doesn't really look like she is around at the moment, or at least not in this part of the world. So we'll check the final neighbourhood tomorrow. We're going to have a later night because of the party, but then Olive isn't at work tomorrow, so she's like, we can go back tomorrow. We can come back if we need to tomorrow, but I think we're going to have to call it a day here. But I'm having a great time with you. I know it's a weird situation that we're actually in, but it's nice to spend time with you, and work towards something, and I'm sure we'll have some luck tomorrow, but we just got to keep the faith, we've got to keep positive, and we will find her. But for now, I think it's time for us to head back and get ready for the party. Olive is back now. She's just going to take a quick shower, and then I've got her going over to repair the stereo, so we've got some music for tonight. But it looks like Felix is coming up. Well, he's come to knock on the door, and then he's walking away straight away. That's really weird behaviour, Felix. He's come to sit down, so maybe he knocked on the door to come and invite Olive to come and sit around the fire with him, but for now she is just showering, and I really do want her to repair that so that we have got some music for the party. It'll be a pretty lame party if we haven't got any music playing. She has finished that and spotted Felix over here, so she is going to come over and say hi to him. They haven't spoken in a couple of days. She has kind of been avoiding him because of this want that she's got, and Felix is actually asking Olive where she's been because he hasn't seen her in ages, and he feels like, they're a couple, they should be spending more time with each other. And Olive is listening, but she's like, I thought we said this was going to be a chilled relationship. I thought this was supposed to be fun, like we weren't anything serious, and she is just like listening to him kind of complain about the fact he's not seen her in a little while. And Felix is saying, I'm not asking for a lot, I'm just asking to, like, you know, actually see you and spend some time with you. And Olive's like, well, I've spent ages with you in Selva Dorada, what more do you want? And he's just being a little bit stroppy. Olive is saying, look, if you want to know where I've been looking for Ellie. Ingrid and Kira have told me about her, and I wondered if, you know, we could find her. And Felix is not happy to be hearing Ellie's name. He's like, how dare you bring her up? You shouldn't know anything about this. Look, I'm not even talking to you right now about any of this. You overstepped, Olive. This is not right. And Olive is a little bit taken aback because she's like, you can't invite me here to spend time with your community and all of these people and then expect me to stay in the dark and not, like, know the history, not know about all of this. You have all been so weird since I've moved here, and I just want to find out a little bit more information, but no one is talking to me. And Felix is like, how many times do we have to tell you this isn't any of your business? You will be told things when they're important, but you do not get to bring up that girl's name again. I am so offended that you would even go looking for her. You have no right to go and do that. And Olive is really not happy that Felix is trying to tell her what she should and shouldn't be getting involved with, especially as the fact she is a member of this community now. She is a valid part. She should be able to know whatever she wants to know. And she is just really offended and upset that Felix is reacting like this. Like, she knows that this is what the girls warned her that he acted like when Ellie was brought up before, but she hadn't expected him to react this way with her because he was normally so, like, nice and friendly with her. She's never seen this side of him, and she is just like, I have no time for this. And Olive is pretty annoyed. She's like, look, Colin is waiting outside my place and the party is starting any minute, so I don't want to talk to you anymore. And Felix has also decided to go off. He is in an awful mood. But it is time for the celebration to begin, so we're going to have to forget about everything that's just happened. Olive is just greeting Colin. He's like, so we all ready for the party? I think I might actually lock this door because I've had to throw the party here. And I don't want everyone spending their time in the actual place. I want them to be outside. So we're going to come and tap this juice keg. We've got some music playing and we're just going to try and forget about the argument that we just had with Felix, even though he is literally in our house at the moment, trying to calm himself down in the mirror. Maybe he's like, I need to put on appearances as well. Can't let everyone know that we've just had this argument, but I would really appreciate if these guys could leave so I could lock the door. Olive has successfully tapped the juice keg. All of those years at university paid off. She is now just filling some cups of juice, and I feel like she's definitely going to need some juice tonight after what went down. But Tara and Haven are out here chatting. We've also got Angel and Peter, and oh my goodness, it looks like Danny has aged up. I hadn't realised, otherwise I'd have given him a makeover. He's got like some broken skin details, I think, by the looks of it. But Olive apparently likes small talk, and she's just over here chatting with Bryce. She was allowed to invite a guest, and obviously Rosemary is on her honeymoon, and Perry and Nori have their children to look after, so she thought, you know, this is a perfect opportunity to spend some time with her best friend. So he's off work today, so this was perfect timing. Thursday night he is off, so we're just gonna spend a bit of time with him. And I think we are just gonna share a secret and just be like, so Felix, you know, I told you about him before. He's like kind of my boyfriend. Well, we had a bit of an argument and I don't think I want to be with him anymore. Like, she's even talking about a broken heart, and he's like, oh my goodness, what are you going to do about that? She's like, I don't really know, but I don't really want to be with him anymore. But it's a bit too awkward to do anything about it now. So I think I'm just gonna, you know, get drunk and forget about everything. Olive and Felix's relationship have gone down after the arguments, and Olive has got a deep-seated grudge against Felix. All of their other sentiments have gone as well. Does say that she cheated on him, which I guess is technically true as they were in a relationship. It was a low-key one, but they were supposed to be committed, and she did woohoo with a couple of other sims. But she's not worried about that because she's going to break up with him anyway at some point. She just knows she can't do it right now. She wants to do it, but she can't do it right now while there's a party going on. So for instead, she is going to come over and she is going to have a keg stand with Bryce. She was never very good at these at uni, so let's see. No, I don't think so. She's still not quite managed the keg stand. I love that Bryce is just laughing at her. I love that. It's nice to see him again. And we have got others coming over, so we are going to chat with, we're not going to flirt with Angel, I'm pretty sure she might have aged up by now. And we're not going to flirt with her dad either. Like, what is going on? But we are here to celebrate this party. So we are going to have a chat with a few of our other neighbours we haven't spoken to in a little while. We'll come and say hi to Tara as well. Mostly just for, like, appearances. Discuss work. I feel like she probably would say, oh, I had my first shift. It went really well. You know, that is what they're here celebrating anyway. That, you know, everyone knows what she's doing. They just don't outright talk about it. Whereas Olive is a little less secretive about it. She's more happy to bring things up. But I noticed that Ingrid isn't actually around. She was definitely invited, and it looks like Felix is still inside talking with Colin. So I wonder if he's telling him about the argument with Olive, because he would have seen, he was stood outside while these two were bickering, well, not quite bickering, arguing. So I wonder if Felix is in here talking about the argument, which is really, really awkward. We want to try and, oh my goodness, Kira, are you okay? You're okay. We are definitely going to have a catch up with Kira at some point. Maybe tomorrow we can speak with her and catch her up on how things have been going with Ellie. But we're gonna come over and grab ourselves a cup of juice. It looks like Bryce is having a drink as well. But I'm really surprised that Ingrid isn't actually around. If I focus the camera, it just takes me to her house. So it looks like she didn't really fancy coming out and celebrating. But Olive, of course, as a romantic sim, is feeling really lovable from all of this juice. Oh my goodness, I always unintentionally place the flirty one, but that's just because I like the colour of it. But she is feeling really, really good. She has obviously got a drunk moodlet over here. She's already drunk. She's feeling a bit embarrassed from failing that keg stand, and she was also angry, but it seems to have faded. But you can tell she's drunk because she's just singing at these two. Oh, and they're joining in as well. I feel like everyone's getting a little bit juiced. Oh my goodness, there's a ghost. Let's pretend that ghost isn't there right now. And it looks like Strike has come to join us. And little Ivan's doing hopscotch, bless him. I had a look, and Angel is actually a young adult now. She's no longer a teen, so Olive didn't want to flirt with a teen. We're completely safe in that respect. She didn't do anything dodgy. But I think it's actually a pretty decent night. And we've got another ghost. Summer is here. Oh my goodness. Why is this so sweet? I like to think that the ghosts are more like a memory as opposed to a physical embodiment of them being here. So I like to think maybe Kira at the moment is thinking about how nice it would be to have Summer around, but you know, obviously she did die. So she isn't actually here, even though we can see her. I feel like Kira's just thinking about her and wanting her to be here. And oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. I didn't think Bryce was into this sort of thing because he is a romantic, but I guess he's been drinking as well. They don't have any romance, but we do have the option to woohoo, and considering the fact she is very flirty right now, and they did just like make out, I feel like we're gonna suggest a little bit of woohoo. There are a few different woohoo spots here, so I'm curious as to which one they decide to go for. She can actually woohoo in a bed, which is crazy. She never woohoos in a bed, but it looks like she wants to finish her drink first, but she could also woohoo in a dumpster or in a hot tub. And there might even be a bush around. I think there's a bush as well. So they've got a number of places. But she's like, okay, so yeah, I'll finish my drink quickly and then we'll go woohoo. And look at her. She's so drunk. And Bryce is running off. It looks like they're going into the house. And Ingrid decided to join for the party. Oh my goodness, they're walking straight into the bedroom. Straight past Felix and Colin. And look at that look he's giving her. Oh, he so knows. He so knows these two are woohooing. The party is officially over. It looks like Felix decided to leave after he saw what Olive and Bryce were up to. But yeah, these two are just woohooing. And I feel like he's definitely going to have something to say about that. He knows this is Olive's bedroom. He saw someone walk in here and then she followed behind. He definitely knows what she is getting up to, and I do not think he's going to be very happy about it. Oh no, drunkenly, no protection was used. Kira is just in our place and she is cycling off, and we're saying goodbye to Bryce. I mean, we probably could have invited him to stay the night considering the fact it's 3 a.m, but I guess he's heading back home. She's just helping herself to some leftover fruitcake. She is pretty wasted right now. She's going to be feeling so rough tomorrow. She normally likes fruitcake, but she's decided it's making her feel uncomfortable. But she is exhausted, so she needs to head to bed. And Summer's ghost is back once again. Gonna just completely ignore that. And we're going to head to sleep because tomorrow we need to go and continue looking in Evergreen Harbour for Ellie. Olive has woken up at 8 a.m, desperate for the toilet. She needs to come over and use that. She's feeling really, really hungover and so dizzy and so unwell from last night. she probably should head back to sleep, but considering the fact she's already awake, I might have her stay awake for now and then go and see if we can go see Ingrid and see if we're ready to head over to Evergreen Harbour. Olive and Ingrid have made it to the final neighbourhood in Evergreen Harbour in hopes of finding Ellie. At the moment, Olive is just telling Ingrid about last night and about how Felix reacted. And I do think Ingrid's like, I'm really sorry that happened, but you know, we did warn you that he acts like this. Like, it is not your fault, but like he got really defensive last time, and I'm not surprised that he did it again. And Olive's like, I don't want to be with him anymore. I'm really not happy. Like, he's far too committed than I ever wanted it to be. I thought this was going to be a casual thing. I should have thought about this more, you know, before I moved in and joined his community. But I'm really pleased that I met all of you guys, and like, she's even saying it means a lot that you want to make time for me. And Ingrid's like, look, we've got something to do. We can definitely chat about this, but we need to find Ellie. Let's see if she's here. This lot is a lot bigger. Olive is saying to Ingrid that it doesn't really look like she's here, so let's keep looking around the rest of the town. Like, we can definitely come back here later on, as it seems to be quite a busy spot for people. It's definitely the most busy of the places we've been so far. But Ingrid, are you going to follow along? I think she was just enjoying being back in Evergreen Harbour. This is the nicest part of the town, of the world even. So even though she probably didn't spend loads of time here, she probably popped here every now and then. So she's enjoying being back. This is where she grew up after all. But we're heading over to the clock tower area to see if she is around here. This seems like quite a central spot, but it doesn't look like she is here. Olive is just taking a nice pleasant stroll. And so I think because she's not there, we're going to come to this part of the town and look down the road to see if we can spot her. Olive has decided she's in no rush today. She is feeling pretty rough still after last night. She's feeling pretty hungover, so she's like, I'm not running today. We have got all day to look around. It's a gorgeous day, so I'm not going running. Ingrid, you can rush ahead, but I'm taking my time. Ingrid has stopped a bench up ahead, so Olive is going over to join her. She's feeling a lot more tired today. She's like, oh, I stayed up so late and I'm still so hungover. I'm just feeling so tired, and the heat is exhausting as well. So she's like, can we just have a sit down for a little bit? We'll just have a chat about our plan, like what we're going to do if we don't find her here today. And I think Olive is like, I'll have a look and see if I can find her online. I'll create like, you know, social media profiles and see if I can find her, if we can search her name. But she might have gone under like a secret name or changed her name or something like that, you know, if there's something going on that she wanted to run away from. So I don't know. And I think she is trying to be a positive still. And she is like super confident as well, but she's like, we need to think of another plan in case we can't find her, but at the same time we've still got the rest of the day to look for her. But for now I just want a little bit of rest. I'm feeling quite tired. She even wants to go and take a nap. Bless her. We'll definitely get you some sleep soon, Olive, but for now why don't we keep looking? We've still got a few more roads that we can go up and down, so we're going to come over here, poke our heads down the down all of these alleyways, all these other roads, to see if we can find her anywhere. And I think Ingrid is getting a bit more tired as well now, considering the fact she is walking behind us and not jogging. I feel like she's losing a little bit more hope. Olive is definitely more optimistic than she is, but she's like, this is the last place that we can look, otherwise I have no clues, I have no other idea as where she could be, what other world she might be in. Oh, bless her. Olive is so tired. She is going to become exhausted in 3 hours. We do still have some time before she passes out, but this massive hangover moodlet is starting to fade a little bit, so hopefully she'll feel a little bit better after that. But she's like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. But these two have still had no luck. They've been looking around, they've checked all of the areas, and they just cannot see her anywhere. And Olive is, you know, she's losing a little bit of hope, and so is Ingrid, but she's like, no, we've got to stay positive, we will find her, we will get there eventually. And Olive is saying, look, it's only 3 o'clock, I want to keep looking, but I'm so tired, so I might just go and take a nap. Do you mind just having a look around? Or, you know, you can take a rest as well, but I'm just exhausted. So she is going to go and take a nap on the bench for now, and I'm temporarily going to control Ingrid while Olive takes a nap, and she is going to come over and have a look on the board over here, see if there's any news, just like Olive did yesterday, to see if there, you know, Ellie's name pops up or anything like that. Maybe if she's still living here, her name will be on the board if people are talking about things like that. And while she's having a look on the board, Ingrid recognises a voice, and she's like, hang on, is that is that Ellie? I recognise that voice. I'd recognise that voice anywhere. Ingrid joins the crowd and actually spots Ellie. She is coming over to greet her. She's like, oh my goodness, you look so different from when I last saw you. And Ellie's saying she's never expected to see her again. Like, what is she doing here? It looks like Ellie has quite a few friends around that she is over here chatting with. But Ingrid's like, I really need to speak to you. I've been looking for you for the last few days. And Ellie's like, why? Is something the matter? Why have you been looking for me? I haven't spoken to you in years. And Ingrid's saying, I can't tell you everything right now, not with all of these others around, but I have a friend that I need you to meet. She's just taking a nap on a bench. She's really exhausted. She got a little bit drunk last night, so she's just taking a nap. But I'd really love for you to meet her. We've been looking for you for ages, and she's gonna be so pleased to finally meet you. Ingrid is talking up Olive at the moment. She's like, okay, is it that that girl that's just napping on the bench over there? She's like, I'd love to get to know her a little bit. So Olive is busy napping at the moment, but I think Ingrid is gonna come over and chat over here so that once Olive wakes up, she can show her that, you know, they found Ellie, she is here, and she can actually meet her. And Olive has woken up to see Ellie, and she's like, oh my goodness, it's you. We've been looking for you for ages. And she is giving her a friendly introduction. I'm hoping they get good first impressions. Oh good, they've got good impressions. Olive finds Ellie really interesting, which makes complete sense considering the fact she's kind of been this mystery for so long, and now she's seeing her, she's like, she's so interesting. And Ellie finds Olive fun to be around, and we have got good compatibility. Of course, she finds her very attractive as well. But Ellie and Ingrid are gaining sentiment. She's like, I'm so pleased to, you know, to see you again. It's been so long. And I think Olive is going to ask a little bit about Ellie and just be like, so we need to talk to you about why you left the community. Ellie is a bit hesitant to talk about what's happened at first, so Olive tells her everything that she's been through since meeting Colin and the others, about the mission in Selva Dorada, about going undercover as a criminal, and her relationship with Felix. She tells her everything. Ellie listens and realises she needs to tell these two everything she knows. I joined the community as a child with my mum before she passed away. Colin took me in and looked after me. I grew closer with Felix, and as teens we were more than friends and started seeing each other romantically. Things were great for so long, but then when we became adults, Colin told me that I should go to university and that I needed to study villainy. I was unsure why he wanted this, and he refused to give me an answer. I didn't want to just do something without knowing why, so I told him I'd think about it. Felix just agreed to do the degree that he was asked to do and applied for it, but he couldn't understand why I wouldn't do this as well. That's when we started arguing more. He thought I should just say yes and do what was needed to support the group. I've always been curious, so when Colin told me I should just do this without questioning, I knew there had to be more to it. When he went to sleep at night, I'd sneak into his office and look through to see if I could find anything dodgy. The person who I treated as my dad, I just couldn't trust him anymore. It felt awful, but something was wrong. Then more weird things started happening. You know, Peter Ian, his wife just suddenly died out of the blue, and it made me question the fact that my mum had also died randomly all those years ago. No cause or anything. Were they connected? I tried to speak to Felix about my ideas, but he got more and more mad. I couldn't talk to him anymore. I was close with Summer and Kira. This was before Ingrid joined, and Kira was super busy with Ivan, who she'd recently taken in as a newborn. So I spoke with Summer about everything. Ellie, Summer's dead. She died just before Olive joined. It looked like she overheated. So that's 3 women now who have died at that community. First my mum, then Patricia Iris, then Summer. That can't be a coincidence, especially after I told Summer everything. Do you think Colin had something to do with it? I don't want to, but I think so. He had a weird relationship with my mum. I thought they were dating until a few days before her death. They started arguing. Then I know Peter, Ian and Patricia fought a lot, and then she died. Peter, Ian and Colin were always so close, and they always snuck off together, so maybe he got rid of his wife. And Kira told us that Summer confronted Colin and he got mad at her. Do you think he played a part in her death? Maybe it wasn't an accident after all. Everyone said you just left one day. Why didn't you tell anyone where you went? I couldn't risk it. I didn't trust Colin anymore. Not after finding out about the 2 deaths, now 3. I'd already said no to Colin about the degree and he wasn't happy. He gave me a choice, that I could go and study villainy or I could leave. I took matters into my own hands and left. I knew what he was capable of and I couldn't risk it. I felt bad leaving everyone behind, but they all built their lives here. They couldn't just up and go. And if I told them, I was putting them in danger. Look what happened to Summer. I fought with Felix last night. I told him I was looking for you, and then I saw him talking with Colin afterwards. He didn't look happy. Olive, you need to get out of there. It's not safe. It sounds like Colin and Felix replaced me with you. If they know you found me, I don't know what they'll do. It's not worth risking. We've already spoken to Kira. We told her we'd keep her updated while looking for you. She's not safe either then, especially if Colin got rid of Summer. She could be next if he suspects her. Olive, we need to get you back. They're going to get suspicious, especially if you told Felix we're looking for Ellie. He's going to suspect that's where you are now, and he's probably already told Colin. We can speak to Kira tomorrow about a plan, but it's getting late. It was great meeting you, Ellie, although the circumstances aren't the best. Thank you for telling us everything, and we'll keep you updated, and hopefully we'll see you again. Contact me when you're out and safe. I can't risk them finding me here. You need to look after yourself, Olive. Felix and Colin, they're not good. Get out while you still can. Olive is back home now in Moonwood Mill. She is absolutely exhausted, and she doesn't know how to take all of the news that Ellie told her. She is so tired though, and really uncomfortable still. She's like, this hangover is worn off. Why am I still feeling like this? She's just grabbing herself some fruitcake. Normally she really likes fruitcake, but she didn't really enjoy it last night, so we'll see if she likes it today. But she's like, I'm really not feeling too great. So I think, yeah, she's not enjoying it today, which is really odd because she used to like fruitcake. So she is thinking, before I go to bed, I think I need to maybe take a pregnancy test. Bryce and I woohooed last night, and I can't actually remember if we used protection. We were so drunk. So she is going to come over and take herself a pregnancy test. After all the news today, this would be the last thing she needs, finding out that she is pregnant. So she is really concerned about what might show on the stick, and she's waiting to see if it is positive or negative, and it's positive. Olive is pregnant. This is not great timing for her after finding out everything that happened, but you know, she's still quite positive about the actual news itself. I have her settings so that her one changes over time, and it looks like she is actually happy to have a child. She is over here feeling pretty positive despite the situation she's in. Maybe she's thinking this is a really good excuse to leave without anyone suspecting anything. You know, if they find out I'm pregnant, especially if it's not Felix's, he's not going to want to be around me anyway. So maybe this is the perfect excuse that I need to leave. And with that news, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Olive has a lot she needs to deal with in the next episode, such as the news of being pregnant. She needs to tell Bryce. She also needs to work out what she is going to do about everything that Ellie told her. She needs to speak with Ingrid, she needs to speak with Kira, and she needs to end things with Felix before she can even think about leaving. But we'll deal with that in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and comment down below and let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It'll mean so much to me, and I will speak to you all in another video. Bye everyone.